Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn how to take multiple input from the user. Multiples. Sometimes in our programs, we need to ask the user for some values that those values are supposed to be used in the program. Okay. One way is to put fixed numbers into the code. Okay. Second is ask the users for it. And asking the user for input could be a tedious task uh, in Arduino programming. I'm going to give you a simple system to perform this task, and it is a perfect task. Okay, it performs perfectly. So there's no reason why one of the variable is losing its value while the input is being taken, or some variable is taking value and some other variable is not taking a value. Now, those kinds of problems will not be there. All right. Let me start a simulation. Let me let me take four pieces of information. Let me say these are the four pieces of information that I basically require from the user. Maybe to display on the LCD monitor, to do whatever task is to be done. And the four pieces are basically a string called name, an int called number, a string called dob, and a float variable called age. All right. Let me open the serial monitor. In the serial monitor, it says enter data and end each data item with a hash. And it also shows you these are the four data items that are supposed to be taken. So the user also knows, okay, a name is to be entered, it is in the form of a string. A number is to be entered, it is in the form of an int, and so on and so forth. So let me write down the information. So if I say Rajinder hash, now one piece of data is over. Okay, number is whatever number I want to give. Okay, it has to be an int, so it has to be less than 32,000 whatever. So hash, a date of birth, so 01.01.1971 hash, and a float age. Age is 52.1, and I end that also with a hash. So that means I've given four pieces of information ending with hashes. No enters. Enter is only one. So when I press enter, it basically displays that these are the four pieces of information that have been entered. This display is actually happening over here. So these are the four printlns that have actually displayed the values. Now, if you like the system, I'll show you how it is done. So I'll actually show it to you on another. Okay, so this is the basic code that is required. I need to call the input function. Okay, I need to call the input function. So you can see that I had actually called the input function in the setup function. Okay, in the setup function, I started with the serial monitor. Okay, and then input function was called. This input function is basically taking input that whatever I'm going to show now. This is basically displaying whatever is the output of the system. All right. And we can use that in the loop also. So I'm using it in the setup function. Normally, this kind of a thing is done in the setup function because this is done only once. All right. Let us start with our program. So how do we? Okay, in the entire program, what I've done is I have colored in green whatever is supposed to be changed in this entire program. You can see that is not much. Let me change this program so that it takes only one input. Okay, so and then we will increase the numbers. So I have changed that part, string name. I'm just taking name as the input, and because I have only one variable here, I'll say int numData is equal to 1. So that also changes, means I have one data to enter. Because I'm entering only one data, I will change this message also. This message also changes. Here, I am not taking the second data item, third data item, and so on and so forth. So I remove everything else. So what I have done is I have taken only one input from the from the user, and that's it. So see, how much, what did I change? I did not change much. And what I can do now is just copy this into Arduino, and let us see if it works. So I'll remove everything from here, and I have just added only one. So there is only one string, and so on and so forth. Okay. Let me run this program now and see whether it is fine. Okay. We don't have these variables, so this will also be removed. Okay, this will also be removed. I just have one piece of information. So when I run this program in the serial monitor, it says input name. So what do? I enter the name and I end it with a hash. And when I press enter, it displays the name that has been entered by the user. All right, now this part done, I have used one variable. Now let me just uh, use other variables also. Okay, other variables. Let's say string name. I want to add one more to it, and I want to add one more variable to it, and that variable is an int called number. Let me take int number. Now because I'm taking two variables, I will change this number to a 2. I will also add in the message, I will write a number which is an int. So this is just an indication to the user that this is supposed to be entered by the user, okay, by him or her. What else do I need to change? I need to change here also. Okay. The second data, what I'll do is I'll simply copy these two lines and paste them. Okay. And after pasting them, I will change whatever I need to change. Okay. So what did I use as the second variable? The second variable was number. So I'll change this to a number. Okay. And also, now, if name was a string, so I did not add anything here where there is a green thing here. But because number is an int, so I will use a function called toInt function. You can see how I have written. It is T small I capital. So toInt function, and that's it. All right. So the program is done. Let us just copy this program and paste it into Arduino. Okay, this part, okay, I'll paste it. I'll also, because I need to display that also, I'll change this to number and then start the simulation. Okay, now it is asking for two things. That is, one is Rajendra and one is a number. So I enter whatever number I want, right? And end that also with a hash. When I press enter, both the data items have been taken as input, and say they have been displayed in the setup function also. I think you are getting a hang of it. Just adding a variable is not a big deal, not a big deal. Let us add two more variables now. Let us add two variables. So maybe uh, an int variable called marks and a float variable called temperature. All right. Now, what else do I need to change? I will change this to a 4 now, because there are 4 data items to be expected now. And by the way, what is this 4 being used for? This 4 is being used by the system to figure out whether the user is actually entering a proper amount of data or not. If the number of data is not okay, it will actually give this message. The user will know that data has not been entered properly, so he needs to reset the program and run the program again. All right. So I need another. So I'll say hash. I need temperature to be added, which is a float. This is basically a message, so you don't need to worry about the variable names. All right, there's another one. There is marks. Marks. So marks, which is an int, and a hash. The user knows the first data item is going to be a name, second is going to be a number, third is going to be marks, and fourth is going to be temperature. All right. What do I do now? I'll make copies now. I'll make copies. I'll make copy of this one now and copy it here. And when I copy it here, okay, I need another copy. So let me make another copy. All right. So when I make another copy, this is basically marks now. And because this is an int, the toInt function is perfectly fine here. Right? toInt function is perfectly fine here. What about temperature? Temperature variable name is tempr, and it is not an int. It is basically a float. So I'll use to float. So guys, we have not changed much, right? Only the part in green I have changed. And I think it is good to go. Student.name, number, marks, and tempr. Let me check name, number, marks, and tempr. Okay. I'll copy this whole stuff and then paste it into the program. Okay. So you can see the top part of the program is that only. Acha, now I need to display them also. So let me just make a copy of this, and I need to display marks here, and I need to display T and PR here. Okay, let's run the program and see what happens. In the serial monitor, it is now asking you for name, number, marks, and temperature. Okay, name is Sunita Williams. Okay, Sunita. Okay, and the number is 1971. Okay, and marks are 99.9, and the temperature is 38.3. All right. Now let us check whether everything is fine. Does it display all four? Yes, it has displayed all four. Okay, marks. I wrote 99.9. It has not taken zero point 0.9 because you know that it has been, this variable had been created as an int. So it did not actually take a 99.9. But this was a float and we had entered a float, so there was no problem. So guys, now I think you should have got a hang of it now. Uh, I will paste this part of the program into the description so you can use it, and you can use the coloring which I have given here in the program. You can just take print screen and you can figure out what basically is supposed to change. All right, nothing much is going to be changed here. You just need to copy paste, copy paste, copy paste two lines. These two lines are to be copied and pasted as many times as you want. All right, you can have as many kinds of variables you need. All right, so I hope you will get a hang of it. I will be using, in the next video, I will be using this program to take input from the user and display and use it in the program. So probably it will be in a clock where the clock starts from a particular time. All right, and the time is input by the user. I'm not going to fix it into the program. Okay, I'm going to ask the user for it. All right, thank you for watching. Do subscribe, like, and share and comment in this video. Okay, and I'll see you in the next video.